This is Republic and you're watching This is Exclusive with me, Shavan Sen. Ladies and gentlemen, as the Israel-Gaza war rages on, there is a huge cost that many are now paying. Tonight on This is Exclusive, we get you that story of a decorated military officer. He was part of the Pulwama Special Operations and also received several prestigious awards. He was killed in Rafah. Tonight we'll get you that story. Not just that, also a few other stories that we'll get you tonight on This is Exclusive. Starting with that mysterious case of Swati Maliwal. Where exactly is Swati Maliwal? Some questions that were asked to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. There were two PCR calls that were made by Swati Maliwal. First was about a physical assault that took place in the presence of the Chief Minister. The second PCR call makes no mention of the presence of the Chief Minister. Was there any pressure that was put on Swati Maliwal to change her statement? That's the other story that we'll get to you tonight. And finally, the Kathua terror operation. A ground report late last night, several terrorists were spotted by the Indian Army. Eyewitness accounts only on Republic TV. All this and much more on this edition of This is Exclusive. But up first, these are the headlines we're tracking at this hour. Prime Minister Narendra Modi files nomination in Varanasi, displays show of strength with top BJP leaders and NDA allies. Aam Aadmi Party Sanjay Singh confirms assault on Swati Maliwal at Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's residence, assures strict action into the matter. Janata Dal secular MLA HD Revanna gets conditional bail from the court in the kidnapping case. The court sets the conditions and says the MLA cannot leave the country or influence the victims related to the case. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra in Amethi says Prime Minister Modi garners votes in the name of Dharma and Bhagwan. Fearmongers about Congress's wealth distribution. Smriti Irani hits back. Massive anti-terror operations launched in Kathua district of Jammu region after information was received that 4 to 5 suspected terrorists were seen by civilians near Dhanni Bhakta village. Tragedy hits the family of ex-Indian Army officer Colonel Bibhav Anil Kale after he was killed in Rafah amidst the current Israeli onslaught in the Gaza Strip region. Ladies and gentlemen, the Swati Maliwal assault mystery has only deepened. Now, a day after former DCW member, in fact, she was the DCW chief, Swati Maliwal, who approached the Delhi police alleging that she was assaulted inside the Chief Minister's residence. In fact, a diary entry of the police that was accessed by Republic TV shows two things. One, the call that was first made was roughly around 9:30 in the morning, in which she said that she was assaulted in the presence of the Chief Minister. Surprisingly, within a span of just 9 minutes, that version changed. And this time, Swati Maliwal says that she was assaulted by personal assistant of Arvind Kejriwal, Bibhav, makes absolutely no mention of the Chief Minister's presence. So what really changed within those 9 minutes? A clarification has now come in from the Delhi police saying that this correction was made at the police station itself. Where is Swati Maliwal? Now, these are some questions that we have asked the Aam Aadmi Party leaders. So far, there has been no response to the questions that have been posed by Republic TV to Aam Aadmi Party leaders, barring one statement that was made by Aam Aadmi Party parliamentarian Sanjay Singh. That too in a press conference where there was an admission that yes, Swati Maliwal was assaulted inside the Chief Minister's residence. First, take a look at some of these sequences where we ask this question to the Aam Aadmi Party leaders as to why exactly is the party not really owning up? Secondly, where is Swati Maliwal? Why is there no complaint?
Chief Minister! Chief Minister! Your member of parliament has been beaten! Your MP has been beaten, sir! Please speak something! Mr. Kejriwal! Where is Bibhav Kumar? Mr. Kejriwal, answer! Mr. Kejriwal! A woman parliament has been beaten in your house! Please answer!
आप ये स्वाति मालीवाल के बारे में कुछ बताइए ना मैम, कहाँ पर मैम स्वाति मालीवाल की कोई एफआईआर लॉन्च करेंगे क्या मैम? मैम कोई एफआईआर लॉन्च करेंगी स्वाति मालीवाल के बारे में? मैम स्वाति मालीवाल के बारे में कुछ आप ये स्वाति मालीवाल के बारे में कुछ बताइए ना मैम, कहाँ पर मैम स्वाति मालीवाल की कोई एफआईआर लॉन्च करेंगे क्या मैम? मैम कोई एफआईआर लॉन्च करेंगी स्वाति मालीवाल के बारे में? मैम स्वाति मालीवाल के बारे में कुछ
What do you have to say about Swati Maliwal's case? Where is Bibhav Kumar? Where is Swati Maliwal, sir?
I am not aware about the issues, so hence I am not going to. No, I am not going to comment on that. I was not there in the moment.
We're getting you this tragic story where retired Colonel Bibhav Kumar, who's a special officer, the first Indian casualty in the Israel-Gaza conflict, was tragically killed in Rafah. Serving as a security coordination officer for the United Nations, Kale's distinguished military career included role in the Indian Army and Government of India. Survived by his wife and 2 children, his death highlights the profound human toll on the ongoing conflict. Let's just quickly take you through who exactly is retired Colonel Bibhav Kumar. In fact, he's not only a decorated military officer, but has had a distinguished career in some of the most sensitive areas in the country, along serving in Jammu and Kashmir, and also the fact that he was one of those officers who was part of a special operation in Pulwama. Take a look at this special report.
6-year-old retired Colonel Bibhav Kumar, a decorated military officer, was killed in the ongoing Israel-Gaza war. Colonel Kale is the first Indian to have been killed in Rafah. In the southern Gaza city of Rafah, the devastating aftermath of the Israel-Hamas war has left thousands displaced and killed. The human cost of this war has been immeasurable. Colonel Kale was on a mission to the European hospital in Rafah when his vehicle was involved in a security incident. His 2 colleagues sustained grave injuries, but he could not survive. Colonel Kale had recently joined the United Nations as a security coordination officer in Palestine. A conscientious leader, as he described himself, he served the Indian Army and the Government of India. Kale's coursemate, Lieutenant Colonel Abhinav Navneet, narrated the incident.
वैभव अनिल काले और मैं एक साथ नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी में गए थे. इनफैक्ट वो मेरे क्लासमेट थे और एकेडमी में उनकी ज़िंदा दिली, उनका दोस्ताना बिहेवियर सभी के दिल जीत लेता था. अपनी सर्विस के दौरान भी उन्होंने सभी की मदद की. उन्होंने अपनी यूनिट कमांड करी और पठानकोट एयरबेस अटैक के दौरान भी बढ़ चढ़ के उस ऑपरेशन में एज अ ग्राउंड कमांडर हिस्सा लिया और पूरी ऑपरेशन का कोऑर्डिनेशन भी किया. यूनाइटेड नेशंस में वो अपनी सर्विस के दौरान पहले भी सर्व कर चुके थे और पीएमआर के बाद यानी कि प्रीमेच्योर रिटायरमेंट के बाद वो यूनाइटेड नेशंस के साथ एक जॉब कर रहे थे जहाँ पे कि ये घटना हुई. इट्स माई अर्नेस्ट अपील वंस मोर दैट प्लीज़ स्टैंड इन सॉलिडारिटी विद द फैमिली इन ग्रीफ. लेट देम हील विद टाइम. आई सल्यूट the brave heart who has given the supreme sacrifice while even not serving with the army for a humanitarian cause.
First responders continue to race against time in Gaza. The civilian toll continues to mount. A man with an illustrious career a celebrated army Jawan, late Colonel Bibhav Kumar leaves behind his wife and 2 teenage children.
Even as India mourns the loss of braveheart Colonel Bibhav Kumar, the Office of the United Nations Secretary General issued a statement condemning the killing. They mentioned that while the conflict in Gaza continues to take a heavy toll on civilians, humanitarian workers have particularly been affected, which reinstated the urgent need for a ceasefire in the region. Now, this comes along with a statement from the Office of the Permanent Mission of India to the United Nations, extending condolences to the family of Colonel Kumar. We'll just quickly take you through that statement, and also, importantly, the family members, the statement that has been put out. We've also tried to reach out to the family members. They're inconsolable at this point in time. But first, let's just take you through some of the statement details that are coming in. In fact, Colonel Kumar was traveling in a UN car when that was attacked, is what we are being told. They were moving towards the European hospital, is what I'm given to understand, that is in Rafah, when the car was attacked. Along with Colonel Kumar, we are given to understand that there were few other people who were also present in that vehicle. They've survived, is what we are picking up at this stage. In fact, the Indian mission in US has also put out a statement. We'll just put the details in a short while from now, and we'll also try and see if we can go across to Abhishek in the newsroom, getting us more details on the story that we are tracking very closely. Now, what's important to point out here is the fact that Colonel Bibhav Kumar, who was part of this entire mission, was on his way to the European hospital when the attack took place. Remember, this is the first big casualty as an Indian that we've faced in Rafah. Now, what we are also picking up is that despite the efforts that were actually made by the United Nations for sending out a message that there have been aid that has been provided by the UN, there have been strikes that have carried out in Rafah. There are foreign dignitaries who are present in that mission, and it has also, we're given to understand, that was informed to the Israelis, but right now no word has really come in from the Israelis on this entire matter. Taking you through another big exclusive coming in from Kathua this time. Security forces have basically cordoned off Jutana village in Kathua following reports of suspected terrorist activity. Now, eyewitness recount individuals, these are suspected terrorists who were armed, prompting a heightened search effort by the Indian Army that has been carried out over the last few hours. The Special Forces, Jammu and Kashmir Police. Now, traces of footwear and eyewitness testimonies guide the ongoing operation as additional forces and drones are being deployed to ensure vigilance in the region. We are being told that about 4 to 5 suspected terrorists have been spotted in the area. Take a look at this ground exclusive report.
A massive anti-terror operation was launched in the Kathua district of Jammu region after information was received that 4 to 5 suspected terrorists were seen by civilians near the Dhanni Bhakta village. Forces have been informed and directed to remain alert, extra vigilant, while a massive search operation remains underway.
In the upper reaches of the Kathua district, the security forces have launched a massive search operation after 4 suspected terrorists were seen by the locals. Right now, we are reporting from the Jathana area where the security forces have cornered in the entire area. The Indian Army, Jammu and Kashmir Police, all have been deployed as part of the operations. Earlier also in the Machedi area of the Kathua, the movement of terrorists was seen, the terrorists that were behind the attack that took place on 28th of April. And since then, we have been witnessing that how there has been a frequent movement of terrorists in the area. Now the Indian Army, the special forces have too been inducted in the operations. What has happened last night, that at this very house that Sarjeevan is showing you, here a group, a terrorist came, a suspected terrorist came. He inquired about the people inside the house and then he went away from here when the lady told him that there are people inside this house. Now then it was spotted by another couple. those who have seen that, and even they heard the terrorists saying that they should fire at them, after which now the security forces have cordoned in the entire area and the searches are underway. These are the forests of the upper reaches of the Ghati where the terrorists are believed to be hiding, and now the entire stretch of the Ghati forest has been now encircled by the security forces. The Indian Army, the Special Forces, the Special Operations Group of the Jammu and Kashmir, all have been deployed, and now the forces are advancing towards the upper reaches of these forests. This area has seen in the past also.
Cam 2.
They narrated that the suspects could not be identified correctly.
मैडम ये कितने बजे का वाक्य है और क्या हुआ था?
9 बजे।
कल शाम रात के?
हाँ 9 बजे आई है।
क्या हुआ था?
कुछ भी नहीं, इधर आए हो, इधर आइए बोले उन्हें ये वे आपके घर कोई भाई है, तो मैंने बोले वहाँ नहीं है भाई, कोई नहीं है। वहाँ आया घर, वहाँ भाई कर गए, आखा दे उन्हें हमारे पास भेजो।
Getting in some big breaking news. This is with regards to DHFL Director Dheeraj Wadhawa, who has been arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation in the 34,000 crore bank fraud case. Details that are emerging from the CBI at this stage is that Dheeraj Wadhawa was in judicial custody, where he's been taken into custody by the Central Bureau of Investigation. Remember, he's been under the scan of the Enforcement Directorate in the Yes Bank scam for the NPA, for the loans that were provided by Yes Bank to the DHFL group, which wasn't repaid by the DHFL group. Also getting you more details with regards to this particular case, in which the Central Bureau of Investigation has taken into custody DHFL's Director Dheeraj Wadhawa. This is with regards to a bank fraud case of 34,000 crore rupees. Remember, this is one of the biggest bank fraud case which is being probed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, in which several others have also been named from Maharashtra, but DHFL Director happens to be one of the accused. In the past, to remember, the Central Bureau of Investigation had moved the Supreme Court pertaining to taking custody of Dheeraj Wadhawa, who's already under the scanner in a previous case and has been in the custody, who had also been granted bail by the Supreme Court on this entire matter. Let's also take you through some more details of the case that has been registered and what is it that the CBI has found so far. In fact, we are getting in more details that the bank fraud case of 34,000 crore rupees, in which along with Dheeraj Wadhawa, we're being told that a few others from the Yes Bank have also been named. That's all that we could pack in this edition of This Is Exclusive.